While the act of catching live bait might seem like a fairly simple thing to do, being successful at it can spell the difference between making an average day into a very successful day on the water. In this week's instalment of Journey of a Fisherman, I'm going to show you what I do to track down and catch our live bait. And my first tip is make sure your bait catching rod and reel and sabiki rig is ready to go. You never know when you're going to run over a school of precious live bait. And secondly, when you tie your sabiki rigs on, make sure they're tied the right way up. You always want the little branches facing upwards to give more natural action to the sabiki rig. And the next part of the equation is locating the bait schools. I use lots of different signs in helping me find the bait, such as bird activity, surface schools of fish, and bait sign on the Garmin sounder. Those are all visual signs, but what I'm also looking for is little bays or areas where there's sand sort of meeting foul and kelpy areas, and that's a natural habitat for small bait fish to be living. And once we've located the bait, we can now set up a drift or even drop the anchor and burley or put the minn kota down to hold us on the bait. I like to drop my sabiki rigs as quick as possible so they look like little bait fish fleeing. And as soon as it hits the bottom, wind into it. A lot of the time you'll get a bite on the drop. If you keep it loose for too long, you're going to get a big tangle. When we hook up, you don't want to put too much pressure on these bait. You're only fighting with little hooks. The worst thing you can do is put the rod down here and leave it against the line. I always try and keep my hand free, my arm, so it's sort of working as a shock absorber. So I've got even pressure and it keeps the hooks in and it doesn't force them out. And these high booster rigs are really fantastic. I mean, we don't put bait on our rigs. We're just waiting to find the bait fish and drop straight into them. So it's really clean and simple fishing, and great for the kids too. Great for them to learn how to fish. And one trick I've noticed over the years with the charter fishing is you never grab the sabiki rig when you've got the fish near the surface. You always just swing it in and grab the sinker. If you grab that line from the top and it goes super tight, it can actually pull the fish off the hook and lose it. We have a little de-hooker and we just put that around the hook, pull it off, and in it goes. And what that does is it protects the skin on the fish and keeps it in the best possible condition. And with your live well, you want to make sure you've got a really good water supply and oxygen flow. It's important not to overcrowd your bait tank. So now that our live bait tank's full, the possibilities are endless with predatory species like snapper, John Dory, kingfish, and even marlin. If there's one piece of advice I can give you, make sure you start your day with a live bait tank full. All right, let's get out there. For the rods, reels, lures and terminal tackle and some great advice, call in and meet your team at your local Hunting and Fishing New Zealand store. And for more inspiring online fishing content, visit journeyofaFisherman.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.